and it does a number of different. I mean, it's 100 odd pages or
Yes.
150 odd pages. So it does a lot of different things. But I mean, in short, it establishes a censorship industrial complex for the European Union. And there's just two things I'll point to, because I think they explain kind of what's coming in quite a clear example. So one is, it defines illegal content, which then the platforms have to remove, as content which is illegal under either union law, European Union law,
Yeah.
or under the law of any one member state.
Oh.
And so this is essentially a kind of lowest common denominator. So if you in Ireland post something that is illegal under German law,
Wow.
and we've seen some of the things happening in Germany, then your post could be removed by the platform pursuant to a request under this Digital Services Act, according to German law. So again, you see this kind
Wow, that's I didn't know that. That is scary.
so that's so absolutely. I mean, that is very concerning, because you have kind of a race to the bottom. You have kind of a lowest common denominator approach.
Well, if you are in the business of censoring opinions, right, then you just have to focus on the most left-wing European government, right? Lobby that government to pass the most stringent law they can in relation to speech, and then that applies across the union.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that is so.
Now you've set it out for them, but it's right. I mean, that's the.
Oh, they know before I said it. They're working on it as we speak. So, I mean, out of all of the European unions, which do you think is the most stringent speech law? Is it Germany or?
Gosh, Germany's certainly up there. I mean, I think my colleague Paul Coleman wrote a book, I think it's in the second edition, called Censored. And it really charts these hate speech laws. And there's an appendix at the back that kind of just goes through country by country.
Yeah.
I think, what the challenge is that it's sometimes a question of the law itself, right? Hate speech is an undefined term. These countries try to define it, and
Yes.
we saw the Irish definition, which was circular and referred to hateful content or inciting to hatred.
Yes.
And then we have definitions that talk about offence, but that's subjectively defined, and so on. So we have a real issue with definition. There's not just definition; there's also then the enforcement of that. And so, take Päivi Räsänen. She's this Finnish member of parliament. She's now been going through this process for getting towards a decade, in respect of a tweet. She posted a Bible tweet as a photo of her Bible.
Oh, yes.
I said an Instagram photo. It was an actual photo of her actual Bible. And she directed it at her church's leadership. Now, she's a member of parliament. She's a grandmother. She's a medical doctor. She posts this online. Now, by the way, this was before Elon Musk took over Twitter, and it wasn't taken down by Twitter under its previous ownership. So, it was doing okay until it was reported to the authorities in Finland by someone, and the police investigated, and they took it very seriously.
No, I know they do. They do. There's nothing more serious than a tweet now. Nothing.
Exactly. So they hauled her in, a sitting member of parliament, former minister. Called her in, interrogated her, asked her questions, what she meant by that, what does the Bible say about this? And they ultimately, in a reasoned report, decided that there was no basis to charge her.
Yeah.
That was overridden by the prosecutor general. So the police advice was no charge, and that was overridden by the senior prosecutor in Finland.
Wow.
Prosecuted her. She was acquitted unanimously at the district court. Prosecutor General appealed it to the Court of Appeal. Again, unanimously acquitted at the Court of Appeal. And the question was, is the Prosecutor General going to try and go a third time? Which, of course, this is alien to the British system, Irish rhythm. But in Finland and many civil law jurisdictions, the prosecution can appeal an acquittal. And so they did. And so it's been appealed to the Supreme Court of Finland. In fact, it's going to be heard there towards the end of next month. And so now this grandmother, this medical doctor, member of parliament who tweeted something, getting on for a decade ago, is going to go to the Supreme Court. And I think actually this is to come back to your point about the chilling effect and the silent majority. If you talk to her and if you listen to her in terms of, why she is ready to stand and to defend herself, and she does so with, a grace and a humility, She does it because it's important for her, of course. She wants to clear her name.
Yeah.
She also knows it's important for so many others who don't have, maybe the resources or the platform that she has. Maybe they don't have the sort of political backbone that she has over many years in Parliament. Who a call from the police or a knock on the door from the police is utterly terrifying.
Yes.
So I'm not saying it isn't for her, but she's lived a life that has prepared her in some ways for this. And so she says she's doing this, yes, to clear her name, but also because she wants others to know you can share the truth. You can share your faith. You can do so without fear that the police are going to come and knock on your door. And so that's going to be decided at the Supreme Court of Finland next month.